Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to each one of you. I thank you for your presence today. Despite the short notice, I should say very short notice that we gave to all of you to join this presentation that we are going to have a brief interaction with all of you. This brief interaction is being held with two objectives. One is that we would like to take you through the way the evaluation will be conducted at the examination centers and how you would be capturing the marks through the online marks capturing system. For taking you through the way the evaluation will take place at the examination center, I would request our Assistant Secretary, Mrs. Ekta Kaunal Parihar, to take you through the entire system as has been put down for the conduct of evaluation at the examination center. After that, we have our IT team, which has Ms. Ratna Sharma, and we have Mr. Vishal Verma, who would take us through the mark capturing system, which has to be done online. And if you have any questions to the both the presentations, you are most welcome to put up your questions after the presentations are over. So over to Mrs. Parihar.
All right. Good evening, everyone. And as Mrs. Bhatia has already thanked the entire team which is present here, I too would like to express, our gratitude towards all the examiners who managed to join us in this meeting at a short notice. So before I get into the explanation of the PowerPoint presentation that is here in front of us, I would like to explain this group that we have here today is actually a mixed group of the supervising examiners, or let's say the examiners who are working or who shall be working in the capacity of supervising examiners at certain centers, and now will be shouldering additional role and responsibility of being the evaluating examiners at these centers necessarily. Then there could be some who are the visiting examiners, who possibly are the visiting examiners for these centers and who shall be visiting these centers at some point of time in the capacity of a subject expert to evaluate certain subject related documents. However, in this case, they are also going to be simple examiners, evaluating examiners for the given subject, which is English paper 1 and or English paper 2. The third group could be our evaluating examiners who have been appointed by the council only for this task, that is to go to the examination centers and help in the evaluation process. So with that, I think I've made myself clear that I'm addressing three groups of or three kinds of examiners. However, for the task of the evaluation of the answer scripts of English paper 1 and or English paper 2, all of these are going to be examiners. Right. So with that, I'll start with the PowerPoint presentation we have, which says the evaluation of answer scripts. All right. So these are certain important points which have been listed for all of us to read through, to understand, and to remember. The first being that the evaluation of answer scripts of a center will be done at the same examination center only. That means the examination takes place at a given center, followed by the evaluation of these answer scripts taking place at the same center. The next point says the process of evaluation and submission of marks has to be completed on the very day of the examination. That means there is no spillover to the next day. The examination comes to an end at 3:30 p.m. and then at a certain point of time starts the ISC evaluation, and this is going to come to an end by 6:30 p.m. on the very day. So there is no spillover. The next point says the timings for the evaluation and submission of marks are 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. The marks need to be uploaded using the online marks capture system, which is what we are going to talk in detail after this presentation. The payment for marking per script is going to be 20 rupees. On the day of the marking of the answer scripts, an examiner will be entitled to a travel allowance of 500 rupees. The examiners will be required to submit or to verify his or her bank details and PAN number through the online marks capture system at the examination center. They are therefore required to carry the necessary information with them to submit the correct details. So just in case some of our examiners who've joined us today have been examiners in the past, they would know of the practice that these were bank details which were shared with the council earlier, which used to get, let's say, verified by you multiple times before the final thing said that, okay, now these are your bank details and the payment shall be made based on this. Unlike the past practices, now this year, as we've said, it is while you are going to, or let's say when you're going to start with the submission of the marks, there will be a window or there will be a screen which will ask you to fill all necessary bank details, which you should submit correctly, and then proceed with the submission of the marks. I move to the next slide. Now, this is an explanation of what I introduced the whole thing with. The examiner for a center may be the supervising examiner of the center, could be the visiting examiner of just any subject. Now, the emphasis on any subject here is because this exam is not, or let's say the marking of the answer script of this kind of an exam does not need subject expertise. It has to be the marking scheme, a clear understanding of the marking scheme in case there's a rubric to it, and then go ahead and evaluate and submit the marks. So it could be a visiting examiner of just any subject, could be physics, could be accounts, could be commerce, who could have been empaneled to be an examiner for English paper 1 and or English paper 2. The evaluating examiner appointed for the center, as I said, an individual who is not helping at any of the centers in any capacity, none of the two above, that's the supervising examiner or the visiting examiner, but has been appointed to be just an evaluating examiner for the given center. Now here there's a note which needs to be highlighted and somebody's already scratched it. Please, I would request to avoid doing this. It causes unnecessary trouble at both the ends. So the supervising examiner will necessarily evaluate the answer scripts of the center. He or she will be accompanied by examiner or examiners to evaluate the scripts where the number of candidates at the center will exceed 35. And we've gotten specific here, it is only applicable for the ISC. I'll further explain this point. That would mean a center which has candidates, the count of candidates being 35 or less than that, the supervising examiner of the given center will be evaluating all the answer scripts and will be responsible for the evaluation and the submission of marks for the given center. The minute there are 35 candidates at a given center, this supervising examiner is going to be accompanied by, could be a visiting examiner, could be an evaluating examiner, but there will be somebody else to shoulder the next 35 scripts responsibility, so on and so forth. So 35 is the maximum count of scripts the council is looking for to be done by an examiner at the evaluation center for ISC. I move to the next slide. Okay, so these are the responsibilities of examiners. The first being to report to the head of the center an hour before the commencement of the evaluation of the scripts. That is, in case of ISC, it has to be 3 p.m. Now, I'd like to clarify here. As I said, the supervising examiner is necessarily going to be an examiner. So that's one exception for this point. That means the supervising examiner obviously is present to take a start with the question paper being withdrawn to the collection of the answer scripts from the candidates being done at the hall, at the center, whatever. So naturally, the supervising examiner is reporting much earlier. But for the remaining team, if it's a visiting examiner or if it's an evaluating examiner who's going to be visiting the center only for this purpose, then the reporting time shall be 3 p.m. The reason being, you should be there. You should, of course, get your presence registered with the head of the center. Make sure that the things are in order before you take a final start at 4 p.m. because there's a lot that will be expected of you to be done. So please make sure you report timely, which is 3 p.m. in this case. The next responsibility being to receive the answering or the marking key from the head of the school before the start of the evaluation of scripts. Now, here again, you need to understand that at 3 p.m. when you reach there, obviously the marking scheme shall not be made available to you because the exam is still on. The exam comes at an end at 3:30 p.m. After which, or let's say around 4 o'clock, on the careers portal, to which only the head of the center has an access to, on the careers portal, the marking scheme for the given examination gets uploaded from the council's end. So ideally, it will be the head of the center who shall be downloading, taking a print, getting it photocopied in case the count of examiners being more than one, and then shall be handing over these marking schemes or the marking scheme to the examiners at the center. That means you're taking charge of the answer scripts and you're taking charge of the marking scheme begins at 4 p.m. So please make sure you're not reaching the center just at 4 p.m. to get started. There are things you'll have to get organized with before you take a final start at 4 p.m. The next point being to receive the packets containing answer scripts from the head of the examination center. Now, again, for the clarity of all, and especially our supervising examiners, now the supervising examiner is the person who's in the examination hall or the center or this room, wherever the exam is responsible for getting the scripts collected with the help of the invigilators, is going to be packing this, or let's say sealing this envelope with the answer scripts, which by now the ones who've been examiners in the past would know that there's a sealing tape which you use to seal these packets with. So you do this exercise as you used to do in the past. There's no change there. So that happens in the examination hall. Once you are out from the examination hall, as a protocol, the packet goes in the hands of the head of the center. The head of the center should be in the know-how of the things happening between examination and the evaluation. So that means the head of the head of the examination center takes charge of this packet and then with the packet gives the marking scheme to the supervising examiner or the rest of the examiners one more time, and then the evaluation process begins. So that means at 4 p.m., the evaluation process starts with cutting open of the envelopes. That means those, whatever the sealed ones, which were sealed by the supervising examiner in the examination hall gets cut open now for the purpose of evaluation. Next being to evaluate the answer scripts, an obvious thing to happen. Next being to submit the marks of the evaluated answer scripts to the CISE through the online marks capture system. Each examiner will be required to carry their smartphones or laptops or tabs, whatever device you choose to carry, to the evaluation centers. And please make sure your devices are in order, they are in working condition. Make sure you're carrying the chargers to the same. Make sure that you've tried and tested them earlier so that you see that, yes, it's functioning well. Because otherwise it'll be a struggle for you if at 4 p.m. you realize it's not working, because you have a time period to adhere to finish the exercise. So these are certain points, or let's say responsibilities, which you must take care of. Now here, of course, later point, again, we'll be talking about this, but I'll quickly give you an understanding of how the scripts will be divided once you are sharing these scripts, or let's say dividing the responsibility of taking charge of the scripts for evaluation. So as we said earlier, for the first 35 scripts, the supervising examiner is responsible. Count 36, or let's say 40, brings in one additional examiner. Now, in this case, of course, it has to be an understanding between the two of the team, of the examiners, to divide the count equally so that your work finishes timely and you're able to complete the task of the submission of marks and then sealing and handing over the package back. So that has to be kept in mind. But in any case, the supervising examiner is the person who's responsible for getting the evaluation process begun. The supervising examiner is the one who will cut open the packet, will count, will divide, or will independently take charge of it. And the supervising examiner is the person who will make sure all the count, whatever count of scripts were distributed, they come back, they go into the packet in which they were packed initially, and then, of course, the sealing taping happens. Right. With that, I move to the next slide. That's a spillover of the responsibilities. On completion of the evaluation of scripts and the uploading of the marks, to hand over the marked scripts duly packed and sealed in that packet to the head of the center. So your responsibility comes to an end only when you hand over this packet back to the head of the center, for the head of the center to understand that all that was to be evaluated has been evaluated. Of course, goes with the supervising examiner's word there, and that everything has come back, taped, sealed, and of course, the white cloth parcel is being done in the presence of the supervising examiner and the other team of examiners, for the head of the examiner to know, okay, now this packet is good to go, and which gets dispatched to the office of the council the following day of the evaluation. And of course, reiterating a point, to complete the process of evaluation and submission of marks between 4 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. for ISC. With that, thank you. And with that, over to Ratna. Ma'am Ratna, if you could please take charge of the online marks capture system to be explained.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll just share my screen to start over. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for confirming. So to start with the marks capture tool, it is a very user-friendly and simple tool. And to begin with, you will have to, use this portal, markscapture.cisc.org, which will be available to you. And as you enter the portal, this will be the login screen, which is there. So here you have to enter your registered mobile number. So I'll enter mine. So at the click of the sign in, you will get a 4-digit OTP on your mobile as an SMS and also on your registered email ID. And the OTP will be valid for 2 minutes. So you see, I've got this screen after the sign in, and if just in case you don't get the OTP within 2 minutes, you can also click on this option to send the OTP again. So you see, you can see the timing. I've just got the OTP. Marks capture 4035, and you can see 40 minutes ago. So once the valid OTP is put in, you will be redirected to the profile page, as you can see on my screen. So on the top, you can see the email, the name, and the registered phone number. So these are the mandatory, this is the mandatory page. Until the time the bank account details and IFSC code, along with the personal identity, either PAN number or Aadhaar number is entered, you will not be allowed to move to any other page and start the evaluation. So now if I am not entered and I try to go to the assigned papers, it will give me a warning that profile details are mandatory. So I'll just put in some dummy data for now. So I have chosen to use the PAN number. You can choose either of the PAN or Aadhaar. After entering the details, you can click on the submit button, the red one, and it will ask you to verify, recheck if the details entered are correct or not. Clicking on OK. So you see the bank details saved successfully. I get the green banner at the top. And also the details I entered are now grayed out, and the PAN number is only showing the last 4 digits for the confidentiality reasons. At any point of time, if you wish to update your bank details or PAN, you can again click on this update button. Edit button, and do any changes, and again update with the same procedure, and it will be updated again. So this is all about profile page, and this is mandatory to start with the evaluation of script. So after you are done with the bank account number and details added, we can go to the assigned papers, where the actual evaluation will be, the submitting of marks will be done. So here, if you can see on the left-hand side, the name and the welcome screen is also there. And these are the 5 options, the menus, profile, which we already saw, assigned papers, my evaluations, help, and logout. So we will go one by one with the remaining pages. So I'm going to assign papers. So this is how the assigned papers will be visible. And the first thing you have to do on the assigned papers page is select the examiner number. It's already marked, highlighted with the asterisk and the red text. Please select examiner number. So the registered mobile number is already mapped with the examiner code, which is enrolled for a particular subject, and the center number. If I have assigned multiple centers or multiple subjects, we will have multiple examiner codes over here. So say I select this ending with 205. So from the drop down, as I select the examiner number, you can see the corresponding subject and center number is updated and is visible at the top. And also the corresponding scripts which are associated for that particular center and subject, you can see in the drop down, select index number. So if I click over here, you can see the multiple scripts here. So for the presentation purpose, I have chosen only a couple of scripts, but at the center, you will see lots of here. So at any point of time, if you want to search for any particular script, you can just enter last 3 digits of the index number, say 0, 5, 6. So the script will be searched. So I can click over here, and accordingly, the corresponding unique ID is auto-populated in the next part, 7040234. So once I know what script I have to evaluate for the submitting of marks, click on the search button, and then here you can revalidate the index number and the unique ID for that particular center. So it also says, please make sure that index number and student's unique ID are as per the script assigned to you. So you can click on OK. And when this is validated, you will see the corresponding details of that particular student. So it is the same matching as you have entered for the selection. So there are two options. One, either the script is not available for that particular candidate or entering the total marks. So if the script is not available, so no script received is NSR. You can also, you can see the final evaluation status is pending as the marks are not yet entered or the NSR status is not yet updated. So if the script is not available, you can just toggle on this NSR and see at the top, the green banner says NSR status has been saved for the candidate. And also the final evaluation status is changed from pending to saved. It could be by mistake also. So at any, till the time the evaluation status is at the saved stage, you can anytime revert and enter the marks. So now again, the evaluation status is changed to pending. So now I want to enter the marks for this particular candidate. So here, if you see below the total marks in the blue color, you can see enter marks. And when you mouse over, the cursor changes. You can click over here and it will open a new window for you. Here, all the details of you as well as the candidate is available. Also, the maximum marks related to that particular subject are also shown. So now say I want to add the marks and I have to click on save marks. So once the save marks is clicked, again, it asks for the confirmation to re-verify if the marks entered are correct or not. So are you sure you want to save these marks? Click on OK. And it will bring back to the previous screen. And you can see the marks which you wanted to enter are already updated. At any point of time, you can change these marks till the time evaluation status is saved. So it will again, you can actually go to the screen again and maybe it was 76 and save the marks again with a similar procedure. At any, and again, if I want to see how many scripts I have evaluated and submitted marks for, this my evaluation menu is there. So if you see, there are around 5 scripts and I have evaluated only one. So if I go to my evaluations and select the same examiner code associated, on the top right, you can see total scripts at the center are 5 and pending are 4 because only one is evaluated. And also the scripts evaluated and submitted by the examiner, only those scripts are visible over here, which are checked and submitted by this particular examiner. So now I can go back to assigned papers and I can type in the same examiner, search for the same examiner number, and I can actually search any other index for that particular center and say I can do the NSR for this person. Now the NSR is saved. If you again go back to my evaluations, now you will see the 2 scripts evaluated. And even the total scripts at the center and the pending evaluation is also updated with 3 because 2 are already submitted. Now coming back to the assigned papers again, you can see this red button, submit and close evaluation. So this button comes in picture when all the scripts of that particular center and that particular subject are evaluated. So till the time all the marks are not submitted for that particular subject and center, this submit and close evaluation will not work. Also, it's mentioned, the same is mentioned in the text here. And there is one more thing. Once the submit and close evaluation is done by the examiner, the marks or the status of the NSR cannot be changed after that. So please verify before doing that. So now, as I know already 3 scripts are pending and I try to do submit and close evaluation here. First, it will tell me that you will not be able to edit the marks, and also the bank details have to be mandatory in the profile page. So I click on OK. It will give me the error. Why? Because the 3 scripts are still pending for that particular center and subject. So now to let you know how to complete this, what I'll do, I will actually submit the marks for the remaining 3 scripts. So this I have already done. Say I enter 80. I do NSR for this. And again, I enter, say 75. So now as per me, all the marks are submitted, but I can still verify again by going to my evaluations, and I can see if for that particular center and subject, is there anything pending or not. So you can see from the top right, the pending evaluations are 0. And also all the marks submitted by me or the NSR or can be seen over here also. And the final evaluation status is saved. Now, after confirming, I can go back to assigned papers and I can do submit and close evaluation. So first we need to select the examiner number and submit and close evaluation. I will do okay. And now all the evaluation are completed because all the scripts for that center and subject were completed. Now, if I try to change any marks, say I again search for this particular script, so examiner won't get any option to change the marks. The total marks, you will not see any cursor change or link to actually go to the other window. And the final evaluation state is completed. Also, you can check the same from the my evaluations. All the evaluation status is completed for all the script. So after completion, examiner cannot change the marks or do any evaluation, any NSR status change. So this was for the English subject. Now, as I'm enrolled for another subject also, so I can click on the other examiner number and you see on the top, the subject and the center is updated. Now, if I want to update the marks for this particular candidate for history, I can do that. But for the evaluation which is completed, I cannot do. So for this, the evaluation status is saved. Now I can actually go to my evaluation and switch between the other examiner code and see this is the one which I just saved. And if I go back to the previous examiner number, these are all completed. So I can anytime check the evaluation submitted by me for the various examiner codes. So this was all about assigned papers and my evaluation, how the scripts can be submitted for the marks or NSR. So at any point of time, if there is any confusion, any doubt, any concern, there are various tools to help you out. The first is the help page. You can click on the help menu on the left side, and on the right side, you will see the details. So these are the key points which are available for the examiners, the major points, and also the examiner user guide is available. You can click here and you will get a PDF which can readily available at any point of time. So all the screens which I showed you and what all descriptions are there, everything is already available in the user guide, which you can refer any point of time. Along with that, you can see the green circle at the bottom. This is the chat help desk. So for any confusion, the help desk agents are available to assist you in any query on real time. So I am, say, not able to search. You can submit here. And as of now, the agent is not available. But if at the real time, there will be someone to help you here and chat you online. So this is all about the marks capture tool. And that's all. And at the end, you can actually click on the logout and it will take you back to the login screen. So this was all from my side. If there is any still doubt, I can take you again to the screen if you want. Please let me know.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Parihar and Ratna ma'am, for taking us through the entire process of evaluation that will take place at the examination center. Now we are open to any question answers, any further clarifications that anyone wants. If you could kindly, okay, this first question I can already see. NSR stands for no script received. So if the child is absent, then you will not receive the, or withdrawn, you will not receive the script for that child. So that is how, that's the acronym for no, NSR is acronym for no script received. Yeah. I think everybody wants the same question is being put up again and again. Now we have some hands that have been raised. I could take a few questions here, starting with Suchi Gupta. Ma'am, if you could kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Ma'am, now every doubt has been cleared, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. We have Anupam Kumar. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. Anupam Kumar. Okay,
No
we
doubt.
have, yes, sir.
No doubt, ma'am. All doubt is clear, ma'am.
Thank you. We have Uday and Pranjaj. Uday and Pranjaj. Okay, Gurpreet Kaur. Any questions, Gurpreet Kaur? Okay, then I'll take a few questions from the chat box. There are some questions coming here since you all have examiner number and all. You will be receiving your letter in which the examiner number will be given. Suppose evaluation work finishes before 6, how can I utilize the time left? By rechecking before submitting the marks. Please check the totaling, please check the transcription from inside to the outer cover, and from the answer script to the marks capturing device. Please see that all the questions have been marked, so you can check and double check all the work that you have done. Yes, any subject teacher can evaluate scripts of any subject, because it is only with the help of answer key or the marking key that the answer scripts of the students can be evaluated. If your email ID is not correct, please send a mail to the council through the head of your school, and do that immediately, because we'll be sending out the letters very soon. Okay. Now unmute Gurpreet Kaur. I did unmute you. If you have a question, you can ask us a question now. All right, then I'll take a few more questions here. Second, supervising examiner is needed on moment you have 36 candidates in a center that has 36 candidates, up to 35 candidates. Only one examiner would be evaluated. So 35 plus, you will need the second examiner. If the child is giving her paper, no. If the child is giving from some other center, then her name, his or her name will appear amongst in the tab for you to upload the marks. NSR will be only in case of absent or withdrawn candidates. For evaluation centers today, you will all be receiving your appointment letters by email, wherein you will be informed of the school that has been assigned to you, where you have to go for evaluating the scripts. And subjects are clear right now. It will be for either for English 1 or English 2, or for both English 1 and 2. Distribution of scripts, there's nothing. All you have to do, like Ekta ma'am has very clearly explained, that the supervising examiner would be in charge, and you will have to mutually agree to evaluate equal number of scripts at the center. So if there are 3, you divide the total lot into 3 examiners, 2 examiners, divide the total lot into 2 examiners. So it is equal number of scripts that have to be evaluated, and you may also help each other in checking the totals and all if you so desire, which is actually a practice which should be encouraged, so that we can check each other's work to ensure 100% accuracy at the time of submission of marks. What if editing is required after submitting marks? Ratna, you will have to answer this question. Can they correct the marks after submitting?
No, they cannot correct the marks. So if examiner wants to correct it after submitting, then they'll have to raise a ticket to the help desk, and someone from the council help desk will have to edit it.
Okay. So I think we have answered. And there are some who have missed some part of the presentation. What we'll be doing, we'll share this link with all of you of the recorded session so that you can review and relook at the entire presentation once more at leisure. Right? So we'll be sharing it on your email IDs. So thank you. I think we've had a very good session. Thank you so much for being present here. Yeah, there's a question I can see. Yeah, okay. Unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, miss. Thank you for this session. My query that I put up in the chat box also pertains to the examiner carrying either an iOS or an Android. Would that make a difference?
I don't think so, Ratna. Both will work.
No. All the devices are compatible: iOS, Android, mobile, tablet, anything.
Thank
You
you.
can
Appreciate
carry to
this. I
Thank
faced
you.
this issue earlier with some other project, so I needed to ask.
No
Appreciate
problem.
this. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Okay.
One last thing, please carry your school iCards and these the appointment letters that you will be receiving for the principal of the examination center to know your identity. Yeah. So thank you so much and all the very best. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.